All right, everybody, how's it going? We have some news from around the NFL. I wouldn't say it's good news. I wouldn't say it's bad news. I will just say that it's news right now, right? The NFL owners have passed the Indy Philly overtime proposal, allowing for both teams to have a possession for the playoffs only. So basically, regarding the playoffs now, we're going to see both teams get the ball. So I guess you don't really need a defense anymore in overtime football. I mean, hey, I get it. Like a team like the Bills just decided not to play defense this year. And I mean, I guess and lost in 13 seconds, but I guess they deserve an opportunity to still prove that they can play the game, right? I guess. I mean, they failed miserably on defense and weren't able to make a single stop. And now we're going to award a team for playing poor defense an opportunity to score and keep the game going for as long as possible, as long as both teams keep scoring. Is or is it like one team both teams score and then the other team gets the ball and scores, and then that's not very fair because both teams should get 4 possessions. I don't really see where this stops. My biggest issue on this is so you get the ball first because you're still going to want to get it first because you can win the game on your third possession then. Both teams score, the other team gets the ball, kicks a field goal, and wins. Does that really fix any problems? It's still going to be one team crying about how it's not fair that they didn't get a second possession as well. I don't really think this fixes the problem, nor does it actually, deal with anything. I think the best solution for overtime is basically your defense making a stop. That is part of the game. It's a part of the way the game works. They already removed the automatic win with a field goal, which is all they really needed to ever change with the overtime rules. My biggest issue with this rule change is it doesn't really change anything. It still just gives both teams a possession. Yeah, both teams get the ball, but I mean, it's still not fair because one team can get it 3 times or 2 times, and the other team, I mean, all they have to do is hit a field goal to win the game. So how does this really solve any of the issues that people have of making it fair? Because say both teams score, right? What's stopping the team that initially scored that would have won the game by scoring a touchdown in the first place from stopping them from going 40 yards, kicking a field goal, and that's the game? I mean, all this does is add a little bit of extra plays onto a game and doesn't really solve the issue, especially since you're not really addressing the fact that the reason that both teams need a possession is because one team is basically saying our defense probably isn't good enough. This rule basically just says we don't think defenses are good enough to make a stop. So to make things fair, every team gets the ball at least once. Well, what happens if they both score and then the other team walks it down and hits a field? How is that fair? If we're going to talk about how only one team getting the ball potentially isn't fair, how is one team getting the ball once more fair? Again, and if you're saying, well, make a stop on defense, I will say the same thing to you. Okay, so that first team gets the ball, kicks field goal. You're like, well, they should stop them. Shouldn't they stop them on the first drive as well? Isn't that part of the game? It's only on the second drive they're required to make a stop. So again, I just don't really understand why this is being made a rule. I don't think it doesn't really fix the fundamental issue of the overtime seeming like an unfair system, because one team still gets one more possession and an easy win as long as they can hit a field goal from 45, 50 yards. Again, this is a dumb rule, and it only works in the playoffs, so I'm glad they're not ruining the regular season with this stupid-ass overtime rule. But again, this is a bad rule, so I don't know. I'm pretty much against this. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is a good rule? I mean, it doesn't really solve anything. It just gives one team an extra possession. It's just like, oh, okay. I thought the you can't win on a field goal was enough to fix the overtime issues, but I guess, hey, defense is irrelevant in this NFL. It doesn't matter as long as, hey, whatever, fuck defense is basically the way the NFL is looking at it. Hey, all you defenses are so bad, we don't think you guys can make a stop so your team gets the ball to win in overtime. That's what this rule is. And if you say, well, they should make a stop on the second possession so that way they can get the ball back. Yeah, they can do that on the first possession as well. So there's no argument in favor of this rule, in my opinion. How is it fair? One team gets the ball more than the other team. How you know what I mean? So there's no actual reason how this makes anything better. So unless you have a better way that this makes the rules more fair or makes it better, because it's still one team gets the ball more than the other. You could still win with. I mean, it brings back winning on a walk-off field goal. it devalues defense. I don't understand the positive of this rule. So let me know the positives or something. If you agree with it's a bad rule, a silly rule that doesn't really do anything except to extend the game for a few extra plays. So let me know what you think down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. More NFL news as it comes out. And USFL, baseball, all kinds of sports that I enjoy anyway. And sometimes gaming and, all that fun stuff. So thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day, night, morning, whenever you listen to this. Sorry I got kind of upset, but again, I don't think it's a good idea to change this rule. But anyway, I guess that's just my opinion, though. What do you guys think? Let me know. Go Lions, go Tigers, and, of course, go Patriots. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.